team twice during the regular season, Coach, but am I crazy to say that I'm not sure if we've fully seen how these two teams match up, because you kind of had two extremes of shooting the basketball in both games. In that first game, it felt like the Tigers could not miss in that first half, ended up earning the victory. And in the second game, as you already alluded to, your team did struggle to shoot the basketball in that second matchup, and it really kind of threw things off a little bit. Am I off base on that, or can we really know how these two teams match up because of the two extremes in those games?
No, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. That last game, it's hard to get a read. They came out in their claw defense, which, Spencer's done forever. And honestly, when I watched the tape, I thought we had a lot of good shots out of it. They just weren't making it. So we got the ball to the high post, which is the first place we want to try to get the ball. And we had some good looks in the middle of the paint. We had some good looks from three, and just one of those nights where things weren't falling. And, it's just like when you're making shots, it's kind of contagious. When you make a bunch, everybody starts making it. And when you miss a bunch, everybody's missing. So, yeah, that last game was a tough read. We've had a really good week of practice. We, got a lot of shots up, and we didn't play it all this week. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I guess we did a lot of scrimmaging toward the end of the week to kind of make it like a game, just to kind of stay in the groove of those kind of things. And we just, like you said, we got to come out and make some shots tonight and defend.
And you mentioned the multiple scorers that your team is capable of having on any given night, and one of those players that's certainly in that category is Adrian Vaughn. However, Adrian has not had a big scoring game against the Tigers in either game this year. Could he be one of those players for you tonight, and how do you get him going in this matchup?
Yeah, kind of what I alluded to earlier, when we get run-outs for layups, we're really good, and Adrian's really good in that type of situation where it's more of a free flow up and down type of game. That's where Adrian excels the most, whether it's getting a tip of his own and running out for a layup, or somebody else, and then he follows behind and is able to step into a shot. He's really good in those kinds of situations. So, yeah, we just got to be able to, try to get him going early. If he can get a couple baskets early, then that hoop just seems like ginormous to him because he's able to fill it up so quick. So, got to get him going, and then, with Will Larson being our leading scorer, and then Owen Larson, I think, is our second leading scorer. Same thing, got to get those guys going early, whether it's some layups and some free throws, and then open up that long-range three-point game or whatever it is. But we just got to get guys going early.
And finally, Coach, just to change the subject a little bit here at the end of our pregame interview, I was very happy to see Will Larson make second-team all-conference as an individual, because I know the injuries he's had to deal with in his high school career. Could you, as a coach, how exciting was that for you to see Will have a healthy senior season and get some of those individual accolades?
Yeah, that, like you said, that's, I was excited for him. A little disappointed in myself that we weren't able to win a few more conference games, and I think he maybe had a chance at a first-team player, but, when you finish at the bottom of the conference, it's hard to justify that. And he knows that, and he was disappointed, but, he was also excited that he made that list, especially after, not playing at all as a junior and not playing at all as a freshman because of an injury. So he's definitely put in the time, especially in the weight room, and that's definitely paid off this year, and you can see that because when he gets into the paint and gets in close to the hoop, he's pretty solid at finishing down there. So really excited for Will, and, he had a good year, and we're just looking to extend it now, keep it going.
Third matchup of the year between the Spencer Tigers and the ELC Midgets here tonight on KICD Radio. He's Nick Grulke, the head coach of ELC. Nick, thank you for joining us on the pregame show, and best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Considering all the time and money that goes into planting corn, it only makes sense to capture every kernel at harvest. Nothing captures more kernels than the Drago GT and Series 2 corn heads. More corn, more return, every field, every year. The Red Power Team in Spencer, Estherville, and West Bend is your Drago dealer, offering new and quality pre-owned Drago corn heads. See more at redpowerteam.com.
News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD. The Spencer Tigers taking on the Estherville Lincoln Central Midgets for the third time this season. But tonight it is playoff time. The Tigers hosting Estherville Lincoln Central at the Fieldhouse. I'm joined now by Corey Petzenhauser, the head coach of the Spencer Tigers. Corey, going into this third matchup with ELC, you think back to the two previous matchups this season, and something I talked with Coach Gruelke about a little bit here in the pregame show, but two extremes of shooting the basketball for both of those games, really. You had Spencer in the first game in a first half that was maybe one of the Tigers' best shooting halves all year. And then in the second game, Estherville Lincoln Central really struggled to shoot the basketball. So does that kind of change how you look at this in terms of the margin of victory for the Tigers in both of those games, that really these teams are probably a little bit more close than the final margin would indicate?
Yeah, I mean, we certainly expect Estherville to shoot the ball much better here tonight than what they did a couple weeks ago when they came down here. That's a team that certainly has capable guys on the perimeter that can get hot and really fill it up in a hurry. So to our guys' credit, we did defend them extremely well down here. Anytime that you can hold teams to single-digit quarters, you've got your defense locked in, and I think our guys understand that heading in tonight, and there's going to be no surprises in terms of what their personnel is and what they can do. We've seen them now, already twice this year, and our guys, I think, have a good understanding of what we need to do to go out and be competitive. And if we can execute that tonight, I think that our guys feel like we have a real chance to win this game.
And in that second matchup, that great defense that you alluded to, it was a game where Spencer played zone for the entire game. I remember you said in the postgame show that night that you had started the game in zone, but you didn't necessarily intend to stay in it the whole game. So what was the look that really had you excited about the way the Tigers were playing zone defense on that night, and what helped make Spencer so successful on that end?
Well, I think our guys just did a really good job of kind of stretching our zone out and really extending it out. So, when Estherville did make a catch on the perimeter, it was either, maybe a step deeper than what they wanted to, or when they did catch it, if they were at the arc, we had a guy there on the catch pressuring the basketball, and we did a really, really fine job of kind of pressuring up and containing the dribble. They didn't allow any dribble penetrations into the kind of the teeth of our zone, and we really forced them to play offense at 22 feet. And anytime that you can get those sort of things to go in your direction, usually the opponent's going to have a little bit of difficult time scoring the ball.
Last time out for the Spencer Tigers, a game at Sioux City West, the Tigers had some uncharacteristic turnover issues early on in that game. Was that anything of concern to you going forward, or was that kind of a one-off deal?
Yeah, I think so. If you look back over the course of this season, I think one thing that we've seen with this group is we don't handle long breaks off very well. We had a week off before Christmas after our western win leading into Storm Lake. We didn't play well there. We come back after the holiday break and have a long stretch off there. We lose our first two games coming out of the gate. And then again, with the weather postponement, we have a week off between games here to end the regular season, and we didn't come out with the intensity and really the concentration level that we needed to against a team that is athletic as what Sioux City West was. So, I think our guys are moved on from that, and honestly, it was probably better for us that we had that week break in between Sioux City North and Sioux City West versus having the week off between Sioux City West and tonight. I think our guys will feel much more confident that they're sharp and ready to go.
And finally, Coach, the first game, a win by 17 for the Spencer Tigers. The second game, an even bigger margin. Now, normally I would ask you, are you worried at all about complacency against this opponent? But this is the playoffs tonight, so does that really lower that worry to almost zero because your guys know that this is winning time?
Yeah. Our guys understand that, probably in both cases against Estherville, they probably didn't play as well as they could play, and our guys have realized that this is a scary team.
Brian, I'll take you right out of this.
Capable of really scoring the ball in bunches, and if they aren't locked into what we need to do, then they realize it's going to be a dogfight. So I think our guys are excited that we're to this point in the season, and I think they're looking forward to the night's matchup.
Postseason basketball on KICD Radio. Spencer hosting Estherville Lincoln Central. Coach Corey Petzenhauser joins us in the pregame show. Coach, thank you as always for your time, and best of luck tonight against ELC.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Good evening and welcome to the Fieldhouse in Spencer. A great place for basketball anytime, but an even better place for playoff basketball, and that's what we have on hand tonight for a Class 3A Substate 2 quarterfinal between the Spencer Tigers and the Estherville Lincoln Central Midgets. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams, and we'll begin with the visitors from ELC. A 5'9" junior, number 1, Ryan Schultz. A 6'3" senior, number 4, Matt Christensen. A 6' junior, number 5, Adrian Vaughn. A 6'2" senior, number 11, Will Larson. And a 5'11" freshman, number 13, Owen Larson. And now for the home team, your Spencer Tigers. 6' senior, number 2, Landon Ellis. 5'9" junior, number 11, Evan Johnson. 6'2" junior, number 20, Carter Petzenhauser. A 5'7" sophomore, number 21, Riley Dewitt. And a 5'10" sophomore, number 24, Owen Olson. The Spencer Tigers 13-7 overall, 6-4 in Lakes Conference play. Estherville Lincoln Central 9-12 on the season, 2-8 in the Lakes Conference. Both teams have been announced here at the Fieldhouse. We will pause now for the national anthem, and when we come back, it's tip-off between the Tigers and the Midgets here on KICD Radio.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
Helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
It's the end of the day, and you just realized that you didn't stop at Spencer Municipal Utilities to pay your utility bill. Sign up for SMU's bank payment plan and start paying your bill the easy way. Stop by our customer service center or find the form on smunet.net.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Our ability to visualize and deliver a finished project that exceeds our clients' expectations. Check us out at midsafebuilders.com on Facebook or call us at 712-262-2222.
We are ready to go for tip-off between the Spencer Tigers and the ELC Midgets. It will be Carter Petzenhauser to jump at center court for the Tigers. Matt Christensen will jump things up for ELC. On the floor for Spencer with Carter, Riley DeWitt, Evan Johnson, Owen Olson, and Landon Ellis. Center referee has the basketball. A couple of dribbles, and we are ready to go. Ball is in the air. It's tipped back by Carter, and Evan Johnson will control. Spencer winning the matchup at Estherville Lincoln Central 68-51 back on January 16th. And then the Tigers defended the home court against ELC just about a week and a half ago, February 9th. 52-28, Spencer with the win on that evening. The Tigers trying to enter it in the post to Carter Petzenhauser to start things off, but the ball deflects out of bounds over the end line, and Spencer will keep it. Landon Ellis inbounds the basketball into the corner to Evan Johnson in the Tigers' front court. Evan picks up his dribble, guarded by Adrian Vaughn. Now to Riley Dewitt, to Owen Olson in the corner. Owen one dribble to get out of the corner. Passes to Evan Johnson, back to Owen, corner three on the way, and it's good. Owen Olson knocks down the first Tiger shot of the night, a three-pointer from the corner, and he points at Evan Johnson to acknowledge the assist, as it was a nice setup by the Tiger offense. Two defenders collapsed on Evan Johnson as he dribbled inside the three-point line, and Evan finds Owen in the corner. Here's Adrian Vaughn with the answer, a three-pointer in the corner for Adrian, who I was keeping an eye on in pregame warm-ups. He was shooting the ball pretty well, and he's able to make his first shot here tonight. We are tied at 3-3. Owen Olson with the basketball at the top of the arc for Spencer. Passes to Landon Ellis on the wing. Back out to Evan Johnson. Adrian Vaughn guarding him. Now to Owen Olson again on the right wing. Matt Christensen with Olson. Interesting matchup there. Landon Ellis beyond the arc. Fakes the three, drives inside, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Will Larson, and now up ahead to Ryan Schultz behind the defense, and he lays it in. Ryan Schultz getting the layup, and ELC takes its first lead at 5-3. Riley Dewitt across the timeline for Spencer. Hands off to Owen Olson. You knew ELC would be ready to go for this one after the Tigers won the first two matchups by a sizable amount of points. And now Carter Petzenhauser with the dribble, and I think it went right off the top of his shoe and out of bounds. First Tiger turnover gives it to ELC. The Midgets with the 2-point lead, 5-3. And now it is Owen Larson on the dribble, the freshman point guard for Estherville Lincoln Central. He's picked up full court by Riley DeWitt. That's going to be a back-and-forth matchup all game long, you would expect. Ryan Schultz at the top of the arc. To the right wing, and Will Larson, a whistle, and an offensive foul is the call. Illegal screen is what the referee announces to the scorer's table. And it was an illegal screen by Owen Larson, who made that pass and then set the screen, so he has his first personal foul, first team foul for either team. 2 minutes gone, ELC leads it 5-3. Evan Johnson on the dribble in the front court, passes to Carter Petzenhauser, foot in the ground, goes down the left side of the lane, pull-up jumper, no good from 8 feet, and the rebound wrestled down by Will Larson's younger brother, Owen, who sets up Ryan Schultz on the backdoor cut, and he lays it in. Ryan Schultz with his second layup of the game. And ELC has a 7-3 lead, 5:35 left to play in the first quarter. Landon Ellis for Spencer. Passes to Carter Petzenhauser, stolen by Matt Christensen, and then Carter gets back and fouls Christensen. Didn't want to give up the layup and picks up the foul instead. Kind of knew he was going to get that foul, but he was okay with that because he didn't want to give up the layup. But at the same time, you don't want to pick up your first foul really on your own accord, and that is the case. So Carter with his first. Spencer makes a substitution with Evan Schmidt coming off the bench and into the game for Landon Ellis. Evan played really well on the road at Sioux City West, provided a spark off the bench for the Tigers. Spencer in the man-to-man defense. Schultz gets in the lane, lays it up, and it's good. The runner goes for Ryan Schultz, who starts off the game 3 for 3, and it's 9-3, Estherville Lincoln Central. Owen Olson inside to Schmidt. Easy position as he lays it in, and the foul is called against Ryan Schultz. And Schultz with an ill-advised foul there because Evan Johnson was 2 steps behind him. It was an easy lob and catch over the top. And then Ryan Schultz, trying to recover, got back just a second late, and I think hit the top of Evan Schmidt's head. The free throw is good from Evan, so he completes the 3-point play. Ryan Schultz picking up his first foul of the night. 9-6, Estherville Lincoln Central, 4:45 left to play, first quarter. Left side of the floor with the basketball is Owen Larson. Up top to Ryan Schultz. Schultz starts to turn the corner, back to Adrian Vaughn. He'll line up the three-pointer, but a travel called as Adrian went to make a heavy jab step with the left foot, dragged his pivot foot just behind him, and is called for the turnover. So 1 turnover each way. Spencer will get the basketball, and the Tigers have a chance to tie things up here with a made three-pointer. 9-6 ELC. Riley Dewitt navigating traffic. Carter in the corner for three. Too strong, and the rebound bounces around, pulled in by Will Larson. Carter Petzenhauser 0 for 2 on his first 2 shots of the night, trying to get things dialed in. Adrian Vaughn into the lane, steps through, backs it out to Ryan Schultz. Schultz fakes the three, dribbles between his legs, moves it to the left wing now, and Owen Larson. Larson will penetrate in the lane, pull up for the teardrop, and it's good. What a nice looking shot there from Owen Larson. Almost straight up and down on the shot as Owen Olsen attacks the basket at the other end, and his shot blocked by Matt Christensen. Big time block there by ELC as the ball goes out of bounds. And the Tigers will inbound it now with Landon Ellis coming back into the game. Landon has the basketball. He replaces Evan Johnson on the floor. Riley Dewitt crosses over, gets in the lane, passes out to Landon. He'll drive baseline, kicks back to Riley for three. No good. Ball tipped out by Landon Ellis, and Owen Olsen will track it down. Inside to Evan Schmidt on the post-up. Fakes to his right shoulder, goes to his left, lays it up, and it rolls off the rim, no good. ELC's rebound, and now Owen Larson dribbling inside the three-point line. The reversal to the right side, and Ryan Schultz. 11-6, Estherville Lincoln Central in front. Matt Christensen penetrates in the lane, pushes off with the left hand, and that will be an offensive foul against ELC's Matt Christensen. So Matt Christensen picks up his first foul, and it's Estherville Lincoln Central's third team foul. And now the Spencer Tigers with the basketball in the front court. Evan Schmidt on the post to a cutting Owen Olsen. He gets to the rim, spins, lays it up. It rolls off the iron, no good. Back out to Landon Ellis. Inside to Owen again, and lost the basketball out of bounds, stripped away by Octavius Piercy Mays, who has come into the game for ELC. Matt Christensen looking for a substitution here as he tugs at his jersey, looks over to Coach Nick Gruelke on the ELC bench, and it will be Jack Jensen coming in, the mulleted junior forward for Estherville Lincoln Central. Carter Petzenhauser gets down the right side of the lane, to the rim, lays it in. Ryan Schultz was out of position, almost set a screen on his own teammate. Now quickly, ELC running the floor. Octavius Piercy Mays had it right at the front of the rim, did not look for a shot, instead backs it out beyond the three-point line, and Ryan Schultz will bring it to the left side of the floor. Schultz keeps the dribble alive, resets things near the top of the arc. 11-8, Estherville Lincoln Central in front, 2:30 left to play, first quarter. Schultz, the crossover, goes away from the ball screen and then loses the ball out of bounds. Too much dribbling there from ELC on that trip down the floor. And the ball was actually touched last by a Spencer Tiger player, according to the official on the baseline, so it will stay with ELC. And Schultz will inbound the basketball. Devin Dirks into the game for the first time tonight. He is guarding Octavius Piercy Mays at the moment as the Tigers remain in the man-to-man defense. Schultz fakes the three down the lane. Shot blocked, but a foul called on Evan Schmidt as he went up to meet Schultz at the summit. And Evan Schmidt called for the foul. That will be his first personal. First time this season, really, that we've seen a really good student section from both teams here in the field house with the relaxed COVID restrictions now. A lot of traveling ELC students on their section behind the bench. First free throw is good for Ryan Schultz. He has 7 points. He's 3 for 3 from the floor and now 1 of 1 at the free throw line. Second free throw for Schultz is good. Estherville Lincoln Central leads it now 13-8. 2:12 left to play in the first quarter. Riley Dewitt on the dribble for Spencer to Devin Dirks. Now Landon Ellis, corner three on the way, too strong. Rebounded by Will Larson of Estherville Lincoln Central. And then a travel called on Owen Larson. As Will Larson made the pass to him, Landon Ellis got right into the jersey of Will Larson, and Will shuffled his feet just a little bit and traveled with the basketball. So a good job there by Landon Ellis to make things uncomfortable for the ball handler. Riley Dewitt penetrates in the post. Good job by Will Larson to wall him off. Forces Riley to pass it out of the post. Now back up top with Landon Ellis, guarded by Will Larson. Dribble handoff to Riley. Riley, the hesitation dribble down the lane, comes to a jump stop, kicks it back out to Carter Petzenhauser. Guarded by Octavius Piercy-Mays. Carter gets in the lane, drops it off to Evan Schmidt, and a hard foul as Evan attacks the basket from the left side. He will go to the free throw line for 2 shots, as it was Octavius Piercy-Mays with the contact. For Octavius Piercy-Mays, the 6-foot senior, that is his first personal foul. 4th team foul on ELC, with Evan Schmidt now at the free throw line for 2, and he makes the first. Evan Schmidt, as he did last Thursday night, providing a spark off the bench for the Tigers here in the early going. He has 4 already. Riley Dewitt will take a breather alongside Owen Olson, with Evan Johnson coming back into the game. Second free throw from Schmidt rattles home. He hits both, and it's 13-10. Estherville Lincoln Central leads by 3. 90 seconds left to play first quarter. Tigers in the 1-2-2 zone pressure. Jack Jensen, the catch in the middle in the front court. Out to Adrian Vaughn for 3. Short off the front rim. Carter smartly tipped that rebound right to where he knew Evan Schmidt had plenty of room, and Evan able to secure the rebound. So now the Tigers slow it down in the half court. Landon Ellis on the left wing. Passes in the corner to Devin Dirks. That masked man still wearing the mask because of the broken nose. Devin Dirks, corner 3 on the way. No good. Tipped alive by Evan Schmidt. Carter's there to get it and lay it in on the left side. Carter and Evan having a game of volleyball on both ends of the floor, and it's been totally under control and on purpose as well. Now Carter goes for the steal at midcourt. Couldn't get it. And a foul is called. And the foul is on Evan Johnson, his first. Carter got a hand on the basketball, just tipped it away from Ryan Schultz, but Schultz could see him coming out of the corner of his eye and was able to get both hands back on the basketball, and by that time, Evan Johnson came in and was just a little bit too late, called for the reach-in foul. So now ELC has it against the Tigers' zone defense. Spencer into the zone for the first time tonight. ELC passing it from right to left around the perimeter, now back to the right side, and it's in the hands of Kevin Eglund, who's come into the game, the 6-foot senior guard for ELC. Eglund, Larson, Vaughn, and Christensen on the floor for the ELC Midgets, wearing the black road jerseys here tonight with the red numbers and letters. Kevin Eglund taking a long look up at the clock. Tigers staying in the zone defense, so Eglund just holds on to it. Now 12 seconds left in the first quarter. ELC working a lot of time off the clock here. To Will Larson, 6 seconds left. Owen Larson looks at the clock, fakes the 3, in trouble, into the corner for Adrian Vaughn's tough 3, no good, short at the buzzer. Not great execution there at the end of the first quarter by the Midgets, but ELC does hold a 13-12 lead after 1. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
It's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
You always are.
Start of the second quarter from the Fieldhouse in Spencer, and Estherville Lincoln Central leads the Spencer Tigers 13-12. Will Larson for 3. Line drive three-pointer that banks off the rim, goes all the way back out beyond the three-point line, and Adrian Vaughn is first to it for the Midgets. Estherville Lincoln Central shot 5 of 7 from the floor in that first quarter. Spencer was 4 of 12. Both teams knocking down all of the free throws they took in the first quarter. Spencer 3 of 3. ELC was 2 of 2. Kick ball off of the foot of Owen Olson, I believe, as it goes out of bounds. Ethan Hyder has come into the game for Spencer. He is in the middle of the Tiger zone defense at the moment. as Spencer has now switched into the 2-3 zone. Right wing for Ryan Schultz. Penetrates, runs into the wall. That is Ethan Hyder as he was straight up and down. Now back out to Schultz for three, and it's short. No good. His first miss of the night. Rebounded by Devin Dirks. Tigers get the ball up the floor quickly with Landon Ellis. ELC recovers, and now the Tigers slow it down. Landon into the lane. Glides inside and finds Ethan Hyder. Collects it and lays it in. Ethan Hyder with the layup from the left side. Just too much size for Estherville Lincoln Central to deal with in the post. Tigers regain the lead at 14-13. First lead for Spencer since it was 3-0. Will Larson to Adrian Vaughn in the middle of the three-point line. Back to Will Larson for three. This time it's good. First three that he took was on a line, on a string. This one had more arch to it and is good. 16-14 Estherville Lincoln Central. Owen Olson with the basketball in the front court for Spencer. Now Landon Ellis. Back to Owen in the corner. Owen turns out of the corner, brings it to the right elbow. To Landon Ellis in the opposite corner. He'll drive the lane, scoop it up, no good on the floater. Landon starting off the game 0 for 3, looking for his first point still. Tigers drop back into the 2-3 zone. Will Larson fakes the three on the left side. I can see his dad just behind him in the front row there for Estherville Lincoln Central, Troy Larson. Back out to Ryan Schultz once again. He'll line up the three. And it's no good off the right side. Rebounded inside by Owen Olson. Owen pushes the tempo, finds Devin Dirks in the front court. Devin waits for some help. Here's Evan Johnson lining up the three. No good. Good-looking shot, but it was too strong off the back of the iron. And now Coach Nick Ruhlke for ELC wants a timeout with 5:48 left to play in the second quarter. Estherville Lincoln Central leading 16-14 here on KICD Radio. You're listening to Tiger Basketball.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
.548 left to play in the second quarter. It is Estherville Lincoln Central 16, Spencer 14. On the other side of the Substate bracket right now in Algona and Boone tied at 10 points apiece after the first quarter. Inside from Owen Larson and Matt Christensen. Good defense by Ethan Hyder, forces the kick out. Now Adrian Vaughn, the pull-up from the right elbow, and it's good. Adrian Vaughn getting things going here in the first half. He has 5. 18-14 Estherville Lincoln Central. The Midgets gotten off to a really good start here. Owen Olson open in the corner for three, but drives inside. All kinds of contact and no whistle as Owen got to the front of the rim on the baseline, elevated, had a player contact him in front and behind, and now Will Larson, or check that, Owen Larson, steps into the three-pointer and makes it in transition. So back-to-back makes by Estherville Lincoln Central, and it's 21-14 ELC, 4:53 left to go. First half as the Midgets now in a zone defense, it looks like here. Tigers move it to Carter Petzenhauser in the corner. He'll penetrate, kick out to Landon Ellis for an open three. That's way too strong, an air ball, and it goes out of bounds. And the Tigers just 1 of 7 from three-point range to start things here. Evan Schmidt checks back into the game for Ethan Hyder. Ethan will take a breather after giving some nice minutes off the bench. Tiger defense picks up man-to-man, half court. Three on the way for Will Larson is good as he comes off the screen, buries the three-pointer, and Estherville Lincoln Central, who really struggled to shoot the basketball in the last matchup with the Tigers, has come out and shot the ball extremely well here in the first half as the Midgets now have a 24-14 lead with 4:29 left to go in the second quarter. 30-second timeout taken by the Spencer Tigers, and we'll keep it right here with just a 30-second timeout. Will Larson is 2 for 3 from the floor, 2 made threes. Adrian Vaughn's knocked one down from deep, as has Owen Larson. And Ryan Schultz started the game 3 for 3 and went 2 for 2 at the free throw line, already has 8 points in this first half. Spencer Tigers have not gotten the offense
rolling yet. Carter Petzenhauser has 4. Owen Olson with 3. Evan Schmidt has 5. Ethan Hyder with 2. Tigers inbound to Landon Ellis. He'll bring it across the Tiger logo at midcourt. ELC staying in the zone defense. Now Carter Petzenhauser with the catch at the top of the arc. To the corner for Owen Olson. His 3 is too strong. Evan Schmidt the rebound. Lays it back up as he's fouled, and Evan will go to the free throw line for 2. And that foul was called on Will Larson of ELC. For Larson, that is his first personal. 5th team foul for Estherville Lincoln Central. And now Evan Schmidt at the free throw line for 2 shots. The first free throw on the way, rims out, no good. Second free throw upcoming for Evan. Free throw is on the way, and it is good. Evan Schmidt hits 1 of 2 and now has 6 points. Estherville Lincoln Central's lead is 9, 24-15. Here's Will Larson with the ball at the top of the three-point line to Owen Larson on the left wing. Dribbles inside the arc, sets up Christensen inside, but good defense by Evan Schmidt to come over and completely wall him off. Owen Olson goes for the steal, did contact Adrian Vaughn a little bit. Lucky maybe not to have any kind of a whistle there. ELC hangs onto the basketball and now rotates it to the left side. Here's Owen Larson into the lane. Spins back to his left, hits the jumper from about 6 feet out. That was a pretty move by Owen Larson, the 5'11" freshman. Now it's Owen Olson for Spencer. To Carter Petzenhauser. He'll attack the lane, elevate, hang in the air, and lay it in from the left side. Carter Petzenhauser, the 2nd leading scorer in Class 3A. Behind Ryan Blum, the leading scorer from Glenwood. Carter averages 22.7 points per game. And now a whistle and a foul called defensively against the Spencer Tigers as Owen Larson turned up the tempo, got into the lane, tried to come to a jump stop. And the foul was called on Spencer's Riley Dewitt. That is his first personal and the Tigers' 4th team foul. Inbounds pass to Matt Christensen. Hands it off to Ryan Schiltz as he turns the corner. Up top to Owen Larson for 3, and it's good! Owen Larson knocks down his 2nd made 3. Estherville Lincoln Central shooting the lights out here in the first half, leads it 29-17. Spencer with the basketball. Carter Petzenhauser in the middle of the floor. Looking to get a screen from Evan Schmidt, he does. Fakes the three-pointer, now pulls it down, passes to Landon Ellis in the corner. Wanted it back, didn't get it right away. And now Landon reverses it to Riley Dewitt in the middle of the floor. Coach Grulke off the bench, looks like Coach Calipari out there. He's pointing, he's down in a squatting stance, moving up and down the sideline, yelling out instructions to his team. Inside to Carter, gets around and lays it in as he was posting up inside. The defender went to try and get the basketball on the entry pass, which allowed Carter a free path to the basket. Now Adrian Vaughn in transition. Owen Olson went for the steal, couldn't quite get it. Adrian Vaughn able to save it and hold on. 2:12 left to play first half, 29-19. Estherville Lincoln Central in front. Owen Larson, a lot of dribbling here, and Owen Olson takes it away from him. Owen on Owen crime there. Now in transition, Riley Dewitt comes to a jump stop. Flips it to Carter Petzenhauser. To Landon Ellis, cutting baseline. Back out to Riley, straightaway 3. No good, but he's fouled. And Riley Dewitt will go to the free throw line now for 3 shots. Ryan Schiltz, the guilty party there, called for his 2nd personal foul. Ryan Schiltz with his 2nd team foul. 6th team foul, or excuse me, 2nd personal for Ryan Schiltz. 6th team foul as Riley Dewitt hits the first free throw. Don't blink or you will miss the Riley Dewitt free throws. He has a very short free throw routine. But that's, you know, it all comes down to what makes you comfortable. And Riley just likes to go with the 2 dribbles, let it fly. Makes the first, misses on the 2nd, but Riley will have 1 more free throw here. 3rd free throw on the way, and it bounces off the rim, no good. Rebounded inside by Will Larson, who gets it to his brother Owen Larson. Between his legs, back out to Will Larson, fakes the 3 from deep range a couple of times, passes it back to Owen Larson. He'll put his foot in the ground, get in the lane, tries a tough shot over his shoulder, and gets it to go as he's fouled and knocked to the ground. Owen Larson has come to play tonight. 5 for 5 from the floor, has 12 points, and he's at the free throw line with a chance at the 3-point play. Owen Larson lines up the free throw. The shot is on the way, and it's good. Owen Larson has 13 points already in the first half. 32-20, Estherville Lincoln Central. Carter Petzenhauser drives baseline. Contact, a foul called, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Octavius Piercy Mays. That will be his second personal foul. And Kevin Eglund will be coming back into the game. Interesting to see players for Estherville Lincoln Central already with their hands on their hips, looking a little bit tired. I guess both teams do. There's been a high pace to the game here early, but it does seem like the Estherville players are breathing heavily here right now. First free throw good for Carter Petzenhauser. Riley Dewitt comes to the bench frustrated that he only made one of those 3 free throws, and his dad talking to him right now. Lucas Dewitt, assistant coach for the Tigers. Second free throw good for Carter Petzenhauser, who now is in double figures with 10. 32-22. Owen Larson brings it across the timeline for ELC. Calls for a, thought he wanted a ball screen, but no, he just wanted to pass it. Now he gives it up to his older brother, Will Larson, to Matt Christensen. To Owen Larson, he'll try the 3 from the right side, off the rim, no good. And then Owen Olson goes over the back in trying to get to the rebound and fouls Kevin Eglund. For Owen Olson, that will be his first personal. 6th team foul for Spencer. Kevin Eglund now will have it on the baseline for ELC. Eglund trying to get it in, and you can hear Coach Gruelke calling for a timeout. Not happy with the way his team was executing that inbounds play, and he's still letting them have it as they come over to the bench. There was just some standing around there from ELC. Didn't look like everybody was on the same page. And so Coach Gruelke gets the timeout with only about a second left to spare, trying to inbound the basketball. Just a 30-second timeout. 32-22, Estherville Lincoln Central with the lead. ELC, a team that averages 56 points per game. On average, allows 57 points per game for a negative 1.1 point differential per game. The Spencer Tigers average 60.6 points per game. They average 54 points against for a positive 6.7 point per game margin. So now it's Kevin Eglund to inbound the basketball for ELC. Eglund gets it into Adrian Vaughn. Vaughn guarded by Devin Dirks. Vaughn gets around him, tries the runner at the rim, and it's no good. Devin gets the rebound. He finds a teammate up ahead quickly, and Adrian Vaughn still behind the play. Tigers have 5 on 4, but Vaughn recovers, and he's still limping as he gets back defensively. He is feeling it right now on his, looks like a right leg. Evan Schmidt at the top of the arc. To Owen Olson coming off the screen. Fakes the 3, gets inside. Back out to Carter. He'll line up the 3 with plenty of time and bury it. Carter Petzenhauser, too much time to line up that shot. And now Coach Gruelke takes another timeout to get Adrian Vaughn to the bench. Still limping pretty heavily with that leg injury. 30 seconds left to play, and we'll just keep everybody on the floor and make the substitution. Ryan Schultz will come back into the game. Schultz, Larson, Eglund, and Christensen on the floor for ELC. Well, Larson will inbound it in the backcourt to his younger brother, Owen Larson. That made 3 by Carter, by the way, just the second made 3 for Spencer. Estherville Lincoln Central has knocked down 5 already. Owen Larson on the dribble near the timeline. ELC going to try and hold for the final shot here. Midgets did not execute well at the end of the first quarter. Owen Larson looks at the clock, 7 seconds left. Now to Kevin Eglund. Eglund over to Will Larson over the top. He'll take the deep 3-pointer. Rims out, no good. Evan Schmidt gets the rebound, and the first half comes to a close. The Tigers cut the Midgets' lead down to 7, but Estherville Lincoln Central has the lead going into the halftime break. Our score at the half, Estherville Lincoln Central 32, Spencer 25. Halftime show is next on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Send them your way.
Halftime break from the Fieldhouse in Spencer, where the Estherville Lincoln Central Midgets lead the Spencer Tigers on the road 32-25. Just a reminder that Spencer won the first matchup between these two teams at Estherville Lincoln Central 68-51, 17-point win for the Tigers. And then Spencer beat ELC back on February 9th here at the Fieldhouse 52-28, a 24-point win for Spencer, but right now the Midgets have played really well in the first half, have a 7-point lead at the halftime break. Spencer in the first quarter shot 4 of 12 from the floor, 33%. Spencer got things going in the second quarter, 4 of 7, 57%. And for the half, the Tigers not shooting it poorly, 8 of 19, 42% from the floor. Maybe from three-point range, a little bit different story, as the Tigers are 2 of 8, 25%. Spencer has shot free throws well, going 8 of 11 at the line, and the Tigers with just 1 turnover unofficially here so far. For Estherville Lincoln Central, the Midgets shot the ball extremely well in that first quarter. 5 of 7 from the floor in the first quarter. Second quarter, 7 of 12, 58%. But most importantly, 4 of 8 from 3 in that second quarter. Estherville Lincoln Central for the half, 12 of 19, 63%. And from three-point range, 5 of 11, 45% for ELC. The Midgets also 3 of 3 at the free throw line. ELC with 4 turnovers in the first half. This is a Class 3A Substate 2 quarterfinal currently taking place on the other side of the bracket. You have also on this side of the bracket, so in the Class 3A Substate, there are 8 teams. It is Hampton-Dumont taking on Clear Lake at Clear Lake tonight. On the other side of the bracket, Algona matching up with Boone in Algona. And the fourth game is Humboldt playing Webster City at Humboldt tonight. All 4 games being played at the same time with start times of 7 o'clock. Winner of this matchup will advance to face the winner of the Clear Lake Hampton-Dumont game coming up in the Substate semifinals. Again, at the halftime break, Estherville Lincoln Central 32, Spencer 25. We'll be back with the start of the second half next Just getting a score update, by the way. Algona now leading Boone 26-12 at the halftime break. That game was tied 10-10 at the end of the first quarter, so Algona went on a 16-2 scoring run in that second quarter, now leads by 14. Again, our score here at the Fieldhouse, ELC 32, Spencer 25. The third quarter next on KICD Radio. You're listening to Tiger Basketball.
Across the country, we walk, carrying flowers that signify why we want to end Alzheimer's disease. But what if, one day, there was a white flower for Alzheimer's first survivor? What if there were millions of them? Join us for the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. Register today at alz.org/walk.
These big pots are made for one thing, but look and you know what I mean. When fruit goes a million, sparks begin, and some pot's gonna get smashed, then crashed, then trashed. There's nowhere to hide from a flamethrower blast. Can't look away when these robots attack. 'Cause Battle Box is back.
Watch your favorite channel anytime, anywhere with Watch TV Everywhere on SMU Cable. Learn more at smunet.net or watch tveverywhere.com.
Have you mixed your pain meds, your sleep meds, your allergy meds? Call the Poison Helpline. Has your child swallowed household cleaner, a chip of paint, a wild mushroom? Call the Poison Helpline. Have you been bitten by a spider, a snake, an insect? Call the Poison Helpline. Poisonings can happen at the home, on the job, or in the great outdoors. Call the Poison Helpline first to speak with medical professionals who can give you free personal advice anytime. Save the number, save a life.
We have record high gold prices.
If we don't strike it rich now, we never will.
There's never been a better time to be in the gold business.
Gold Rush, the richest season yet. Friday at 8 on Discovery.
Watch your favorite channel anytime, anywhere with Watch TV Everywhere on SMU Cable. Learn more at smunet.net or watch tveverywhere.com.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. For residents of Spencer, that simple process is even easier with curbside recycling. Newspapers, junk mail, flattened cardboard, and plastic containers with a neck are only a couple of the items that can be recycled curbside. Give us a call, follow us on Facebook, or visit our website for a full list of approved items, recycling pickup dates, and extra information on how to help Spencer recycle right.
The Maine Cabin Master's main motto: work hard in any weather.
Just another day in the life of Maine Cabin Masters.
Turn ugly shacks into amazing cabins. Then repeat. All new Maine Cabin Masters, Monday night at 9 on DIY Network and DIY Network Go.
Learn more at smunet.net or watch tveverywhere.com.
Start of the third quarter moments away here at the Fieldhouse in Spencer, where Estherville Lincoln Central leads the Spencer Tigers on the road 32-25. Let's take a look at the scoring stats from the first half. Spencer got 13 points from Carter Petzenhauser, 1 point from Riley Dewitt at the free throw line, Owen Olson with 3, Evan Schmidt 6, Ethan Hyder with 2. For Estherville Lincoln Central, Owen Larson leads the way with 12 points. Also for ELC, 8 points from Ryan Schiltz, 5 for Adrian Vaughn, 6 for Will Larson, and Estherville Lincoln Central in front by 7 at the halftime break. Okay, Spencer on the floor, ready to go for the start of the third quarter with Carter Petzenhauser, Riley Dewitt, Landon Ellis, Owen Olson, and Evan Schmidt. For ELC, it's Octavius Piercy-Mays, Will and Owen Larson, Ryan Schiltz, and Matt Christensen. Spencer Tiger basketball to begin the third quarter. Landon Ellis hands off to Owen Olson. Now Carter Petzenhauser on the backdoor cut, gets to the rim, lays it up, and it falls in as he's fouled. Matt Christensen reached out, knew he had to try and foul him because Carter had got past him. Grabbed the arm, and Carter was still strong enough to lay it up and in. That's not a shot I'm sure Carter could necessarily get to the rim, maybe even last year. He's gotten stronger in the upper body for sure as he lays that one in and then knocks down the free throw to go along with it. So Ryan Schiltz will take the basketball up the floor for ELC with the Midgets lead cut down to 4, 32-28 ELC. Will Larson gets a screen from Octavius Piercy-Mays, crosses over, gets to the left block, and a foul called on Spencer as the Tigers were trying to knock the ball away from Larson. Reach-in foul called, and it's on Riley Dewitt. That will be his third personal as Estherville Lincoln Central sets to inbound the basketball on the baseline. Ryan Schiltz trying to get it in, finds Owen Larson. Larson into the lane, pulls up for the jumper, off glass, and it drops home. Owen Larson continues his hot shooting. 6 of 7 from the floor for Larson. Schmidt rolling to the rim, gets the pass from Owen Olsen, goes up and is fouled by Matt Christensen. Back-to-back quick fouls by Christensen, and I believe he now has 3. He does. And that is an issue for Estherville Lincoln Central. The Midgets do not have a lot of depth in the front court. Jack Jensen will check in at the scorer's table with Evan Schmidt at the free throw line. First free throw good. Evan now 5 of 6 at the line, has 7 points. So Jack Jensen comes back into the game for ELC, replaces Matt Christensen. And Evan Schmidt's second free throw is on the way, and it is no good as it rolls off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Jack Jensen. 34-29 ELC. Owen Larson on the dribble. Passes it to Ryan Schiltz on the right wing. Hands it off to Octavius Piercy-Mays. Back to Will Larson now on the right side, guarded by Riley Dewitt. Larson picks up his dribble, returns it to Ryan Schiltz. Landon Ellis guarding him. Now the switch. Riley DeWitt on Schiltz. And Owen Olsen guarding Will Larson now, or excuse me, Owen Larson, who passes it to Will Larson. Now back to Schiltz for a deep three-pointer, and it's good. Schiltz had about a minute and a half to line up that shot, it felt like, and he's able to make it from the left wing and now has 11 points. Estherville's lead is back to 8. Evan Schmidt to Landon Ellis, left wing extended. Back in the post to Evan Schmidt, makes the tough catch. Kicks it out to Riley DeWitt. Picks up his dribble, pulls up for the 8-foot jumper. Off the front rim, no good. Carter Petzenhauser saves it from going out of bounds. Tigers keep control of it. Carter comes to get it on the right wing. Guarded by Owen Larson. Carter again stopped at the right elbow, had it stripped away from behind by Ryan Schiltz. Schiltz takes it the other way, tries the around-the-world layup, and it was too strong all the way over the rim. Rebounded by Evan Schmidt, who stayed straight up and down. Good defense as Landon Ellis gets inside, knifes his way to the rim, and lays it in. Landon with his first field goal. Let's see if that gets number 2, the 6-foot senior going for the Spencer Tigers, Landon Ellis. Octavius Piercy-Mays holds the ball now near the timeline. Going to get a ball screen from Jack Jensen. Gets to the left block, and Piercy-Mays has it rejected by Evan Schmidt, but it's right back to him. Piercy-Mays then travels with the basketball. Good call there by the official behind the play, because you could see that Octavius Piercy-Mays, I don't think anybody could expect to have the ball fall right back to them like it did, and he was a little bit surprised by that and took an extra step or two. Spencer with the ball, trailing by 6, 37-31 ELC. Landon Ellis to Owen Olsen on the right wing. 5:20 left to play, third quarter. Carter Petzenhauser comes to get it. Now Landon on the left side to Evan Schmidt. And a reach-in foul called against Will Larson, who bumps into Evan Schmidt from behind. And Will Larson will pick up his second personal foul, third team foul for Estherville Lincoln Central. Coach Petzenhauser calls out 1 for the inbounds play, and the Tigers run it, get it into Evan Schmidt, lays it up off the glass, and it falls home. Evan Schmidt with the finish at the rim, his second field goal, now has 9 points, and it's 37-33, Estherville Lincoln Central in front by 4. Riley DeWitt trying to stay with Owen Larson. Larson gets in the lane, spins around, tries a wild shot, draws some contact, and the foul. Fortunate there for Will Larson, who was kind of in a dead end and just continued to circle around while keeping his pivot foot. The foul was called on Evan Schmidt, and now it's Will Larson at the free throw line for ELC. His first free throw is up and good for the 79% free throw shooter on the season. Check that, 69% on the season for Owen. Owen Larson now with 16 points, make it 17 as he makes both free throws. 39-33 ELC in front. Evan Schmidt with the basketball at the top of the arc. Fakes the three, couple of dribbles, hands it off to Owen Olsen. Now Landon Ellis to Riley Dewitt on the left wing. Carter Petzenhauser posting up at the left elbow, extended, and pulls up for the jumper and drills it. Nice looking shot there from Carter Petzenhauser, who now has 18 in the game. Transition three up and no good for Owen Larson. Spencer gets the rebound with Owen Olsen, who gives it to Carter Petzenhauser. Carter fakes the three in transition, and now the Tigers return it to Landon Ellis at the top of the arc. 39-35, ELC in front by 4. Carter Petzenhauser with it in the corner. Fakes the three. Backs it out to Evan Schmidt. Straightaway three on the way. Kicks off the heel of the iron, no good. Soft touch as it hit the iron, but it was too long. And now Owen Olsen bumps into Owen Larson in transition. And a foul called on Owen Olsen. A substitution with Evan Johnson coming into the game for Riley Dewitt. For Owen Olsen, that is his second personal foul. Inbounds pass to Jack Jensen for ELC. Kicks it out to Ryan Schiltz. Schiltz backs it up 3 steps from beyond the three-point line. Now dribbles into the lane, hangs in the air, too strong. Kevin Eglin followed it up, couldn't get it to go. And then Schiltz knocks it out of bounds. It will be Spencer Tiger basketball. Tigers fortunate there as ELC had 2 pretty good looks at it. One from the left side, the shot was no good. And then Kevin Eglin flying in from the right side. Didn't bring it down to the ground, just tried to lay it up in one move. And his shot would not go, so Spencer has it now in the front court. Tigers trail by 4, 39-35. Carter Petzenhauser on the dribble, guarded by Will Larson. He'll step into a three, and it's way off the left side, hit backboard only. And now there's a scrum for the basketball. And it's going to be a jump ball, and it will be ELC basketball. The arrow favors the Midgets. Just the third miss from the floor from Carter, but that one was off the left side, no good. ELC will get the basketball now with Kevin Eglin to inbound it against some full court pressure by Spencer. Inbounds pass to Ryan Schiltz. Landon Ellis guarding him. Landon staying right with him. And now Schiltz to the right wing. Kevin Eglin on the left side, dribbles through the lane, passes it across, almost traveled. Deep three-pointer on the way for Will Larson. Short, and it kicks off the rim, and then the shooter's roll carries it in. That bounced right off the front of the rim. Looked like it was going to be well short, but the shooter's roll carried it forward, and it fell through. Good rotation on that shot by Will Larson pays off. 42-35 ELC as the Midgets continue to shoot it well from outside. Evan Schmidt gets inside, missed the shot but was fouled, and will go to the free throw line for 2. Evan not happy that he couldn't finish that play, but he will get 2 free throws out of the deal, so he needs to move on to the next play, which is this first free throw. Evan Schmidt's been at the free throw line a lot here in this game, already his 8th attempt of the night, and it bounces off the rim, no good. ELC has now made in this game 7 3-pointers already. Spencer has only knocked down 2 from long range. Evan Schmidt's second free throw is up and rattles home. Evan hits 1 of 2. Will check out of the game now, getting a breather. Evan, or make that Ethan Heider coming into the game for him. Full court pressure again. Estherville Lincoln Central leads 42-36. Carter Petzenhauser guarding Owen Larson as he brings it across the timeline. The handoff to Will Larson. Out to Kevin Eglin on the three-point line left side. Doesn't even think about the three-pointer. Instead dribbles it across the lane, passes it to Ryan Schiltz. Schiltz gets a ball screen from Jack Jensen to Kevin Eglin in the corner. Passes to a cutting Jensen at the left block. Back out to Ryan Schiltz. Gets in the lane, tries the runner. Off the back of the rim, no good. Tipped out by Evan Johnson and controlled by Owen Olsen. Good defense there by the Tigers, and then more importantly, securing the rebound. Carter gets in the lane, elevates, hits the jumper from close range, just about 6 feet out. And Carter Petzenhauser now with an even 20. Jack Jensen inside, lays it in from the left side, and that's not a shot that the Tigers can give up. Too easy that time on the layup for Jensen. 44-38 ELC. Carter Petzenhauser comes to get the ball from Owen Olsen. Carter into the lane, spins back, lost the basketball and traveled with it. Travel is called. Everybody in a white shirt is arguing that the ball had bounced away from Carter, so he should have been allowed to go and get it. That it was poked away by an ELC player, but the official's not buying that. Inbounds pass to Owen Larson. ELC with the ball and a 6-point lead, 44-38. 1:38 left to play in the third quarter. Ryan Schiltz backs it out. Now to Kevin Eglund on the left side. He'll dribble into the paint. Picks up his dribble. Passes it to Jack Jensen. Jensen looks for the backdoor cut for Schiltz. Somehow got the pass to him. 1:20 left to play in the third quarter as ELC grinds this game down to a halt. And the ball in the hands of Owen Larson to Kevin Eglund now on the right side. Back to Owen Larson, steps back for three, no good, too strong, and a great box out inside by Owen Olsen on Jack Jensen. Now the Tigers quickly ahead to Owen Olsen, inside to Ethan Hyder. Lost the ball on the way up. Tigers thought he was fouled, but don't get the call. Spencer back the other way, gets back in defensive transition. To Kevin Eglund, back to Ryan Schiltz for three, and it's good. Ryan Schiltz knocks down his second three-pointer of the night. He has 14. And Estherville Lincoln Central's lead is 9, 47-38. 35 seconds left to play third quarter. Landon Ellis dribbles into the paint, sets up Ethan Hyder, but a foul called on the way to the paint. Landon Ellis was fouled, and it will be the first personal on Kevin Eglund. ELC has now made 8 three-pointers here tonight. Spencer has knocked down just 2 from long range. Into the post, Carter Petzenhauser spins, goes up to the rim, fouled, and Carter's going to go to the free throw line. ELC fans not happy with the call because it did come just a little bit late, but there was certainly contact. Foul called on Will Larson. That will be his third personal, and that could prove to be an important foul. 28 seconds left to go third quarter. Carter Petzenhauser at the line for 2 free throws. Carter's first foul shot is on the way and good. Carter now 21 points. Lines up his second free throw, and the shot is on the way and good. Carter makes both. It's a 7-point lead for ELC as Carter and Landon will get a breather. Devin Dirks and Riley Dewitt come back into the game. And right now the primary job of the Spencer Tigers on the floor is getting a stop. 47-40, Estherville Lincoln Central in front with the basketball. 20 seconds left to go third quarter. Kevin Eglund holds it near the timeline. Riley Dewitt comes up to guard him closer. Now Owen Larson. Jack Jensen set the screen. Back out to Ryan Schiltz. 5 seconds left. I think Schiltz wants this. No, he passes it to Will Larson. The pass deflects and goes out of bounds. Estherville Lincoln Central now with just 1.8 seconds left in the third quarter will need to get a shot away quickly. Inbounds pass will come from Kevin Eglund. Gets it into Owen Larson. 2 dribbles, tries the fadeaway on the move. No good at the buzzer. Not sure if that would have counted or not, but either way, it's no basket at the end of the quarter for ELC. Estherville Lincoln Central 47, Spencer 40 after 3. The fourth quarter is next on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
The Spencer Fine Art Boosters, or FAB, was established in July 2015 to provide encouragement and funding to the Spencer Community School Fine Arts Department for the enrichment of students. Our mission is to strengthen the substance and quality of the fine arts and assure Spencer students the opportunity to develop their creative skills, to exercise their talents.
FAB supports all the fine arts, including band, choir, debate, drama, mock trial, speech, and visual arts, all under one umbrella by raising money to fund programs and items that are not provided within the school and activity budgets. All donated funds are used to directly benefit the students of these programs.
In the past, FAB has been able to help purchase new marching band uniforms and color guard supplies, the Sinfonia Orchestra Enhancement System for the fall musical, supplies for the speech, drama, and mock trial programs, along with various scholarships.
Become a member by donating as little as $25 a year and learn more about the Spencer Fine Arts Boosters by following us on social media at facebook.com/Spencer Fine Arts Boosters.
At the end of the third quarter from the Fieldhouse in Spencer, it is Estherville Lincoln Central 47, Spencer 40. Tigers with the basketball to begin the fourth quarter. Landon Ellis races into the front court, passes it to Devin Dirks on the right wing. Devin reverses it to Riley Dewitt, now to Landon Ellis on the left side. Back to Riley Dewitt at the top of the arc, now Devin Dirks on the right wing. Evan Schmidt working hard to post up inside against Jack Jensen. Carter Petzenhauser fakes the pass inside, dribbles to the left elbow, passes it now to Landon Ellis. Back out to Riley Dewitt. In the post again to Carter Petzenhauser, turns and faces up, will try the jumper and hit it. Carter Petzenhauser from about 14. He has got the mid-range rolling here tonight. Carter now with 24 points in the game, and the lead is 5 for Estherville Lincoln Central. 47-42. Larson down the lane, hits the runner again as it bounces around the rim with the soft touch, and Owen Larson gets the teardrop floater to go. About the third time we've seen that tonight. Carter Petzenhauser tries to answer. He penetrates, gets inside, lays it off glass, and it goes. And Coach Petzenhauser wants a timeout after the made layup by Carter Petzenhauser. 30-second timeout, 49-44 ELC. 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter here on KICD Radio.
The Spencer Channel 3 is online. Check it out. With Channel 3 Online, you can watch community and school programming, original shows, local cultural events on demand right from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Access to Channel 3 Online comes free with your SMU cable subscription. Get started with Channel 3 Online today. Visit SMUnet.net for a direct link. Your favorite local programs are only a click away.
1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. Estherville Lincoln Central leads Spencer on the road 49-44. And the man with the hot hand has the basketball now. Owen Larson, the freshman, gives it up to his brother Will, who gets in the lane, comes to a jump stop, left it short off the rim, no good, gets his own rebound, loses the basketball, and then it goes out of bounds. Octavius Piercy-Mays gave a great effort to try to save it, but as he was trying to extend for that basketball and keep it from going out, his toes just stepped over the end line. So the Tigers get the stop. Now can they cut into the 5-point lead? 49-44 ELC. Landon Ellis hands it off to Carter Petzenhauser. To Riley Dewitt at the top of the arc. Riley will get a ball screen from Evan Schmidt. Now into the paint. Kicks to the corner for Devin Dirks. In the post for Evan Schmidt. 2 strong dribbles. Tries to go up. Lost the basketball, but Devin Dirks saves it. Devin's pass is kicked. And then the ball is saved from going out of bounds by Ryan Schiltz. And he threw it over his head, and it actually hit one of the rafters up above. I'm not sure I've ever seen that in an actual game. I've seen that in PE class here in high school, but not during a basketball game, I don't think, where the ball hit the rafter. It was a good effort by Schiltz, but he had already stepped out of bounds. So Spencer inbounds the basketball. Carter Petzenhauser spins in the lane, being grabbed onto, lays it in, and the foul. ELC was grabbing onto Carter, didn't want him to get to the rim by any means necessary, and Carter was still able to do it. So he will go to the free throw line now for a chance at the three-point play. The foul was on Owen Larson, and I think you just saw the difference there between the freshman and the junior, just in terms of strength. And being a junior and those reps you put in the weight room, just getting a little bit bigger, as Carter Petzenhauser knocks down the free throw, now has 29 for the game. 6:08 left to play, fourth quarter. ELC leads by 2, 49-47. And Owen Larson is bumped as he goes across the free throw lane. That will be just the 4th team foul for Spencer. And the foul will be called on Carter Petzenhauser. It is his second. ELC will inbound it on its own baseline. Ryan Schiltz into Matt Christensen. Back to Schiltz. And a travel as Schiltz kind of came to a little jump stop and then took another little bunny hop. So I think that was a good call. Something looked off about that. And they always tell officials, don't blow the whistle just because it looks odd. But the official was right there and I think made the right call. 49-47, timeout taken on the floor by Estherville Lincoln Central. A full timeout with 6:03 left to play. The Tigers have cut it down to a 2-point game. ELC leads by 2 on the road. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
Emergency medical services in Clay County is important.
These people are
Ordinary people doing extraordinary things, often in unpredictable or harsh circumstances and traumatic conditions.
Giving back to the community has always been something of passion of mine.
Thank you to all the EMS providers in Clay County. We appreciate your service, not just EMS Appreciation Week, but always.
It always feels good to try to help people out in the best ways you can.
If you're interested in being an EMT, please call me, Tammy McKeever.
Thank you, EMS.
In Spencer, Spirit Lake, and Lake Park.
News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD in Spencer, Iowa, part of the Spencer Radio Group.
.6:03 left to go at the Fieldhouse in Spencer. We're in the fourth quarter. We're in winning time, and Estherville Lincoln Central holds a 2-point lead, 49-47. What's been a very entertaining game so far. Estherville Lincoln Central coming out in a zone defense. Looks like it could be a triangle and two. Matt Christensen at the top of the zone. Carter pulls up from the free throw line, rattles off, no good. Evan Schmidt gets the offensive rebound, puts it up, that won't go. And then a foul called on Octavius Piercy-Mays, who did not stay straight up and down, contacted Evan Schmidt. And that will be the 8th team foul on Estherville Lincoln Central. Spencer will shoot free throws the rest of the way. So now Evan Schmidt goes to the free throw line. By the way, that miss by Carter, he's had just one miss. He had 2 misses in the first quarter, no missed shots in the second, 1 miss in the third and 1 miss in the fourth from the floor. Free throw is no good on the first as Schmidt misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Big time rebound there by Owen Larson, and he will control it across the Tiger logo at midcourt. Now onto the right wing for older brother Will Larson. To Ryan Schultz on the left side. Schultz drives baseline to Matt Christensen. Back out to Schultz. Tigers double. Schultz dribbles in the corner, and he's in a tough spot now. Tried to throw it off a Spencer player. Somehow got it to Matt Christensen. Larson gets inside, and Will Larson, through the contact, lays it in and has a chance now at the three-point play. That was a case of Spencer playing really good defense in the corner, but it was an even better job on the pass by Ryan Schultz. A Houdini act just to get the ball out of there. I don't know how he did it. Will Larson makes the layup and now makes the free throw. Will Larson with a dozen. Younger brother Owen Larson has 19. 52-47 Estherville Lincoln Central. 5:03 left to play. Owen Olsen to Riley Dewitt, looking inside for Evan Schmidt, and a kicked ball off of the foot of Ryan Schultz. 3 black jerseys were around Evan Schmidt that time. Riley would have faked that pass in there and then reversed it. Would have been out of balance for that ELC defense. Carter Petzenhauser has it now at the top of the arc. To Landon Ellis on the right wing. Riley DeWitt pops out beyond the line, gets the ball, dribbles into the lane, finds Carter. He dribbles inside, a foul, and the officials look at each other, and they haven't made the call yet. They're going to confer. This is a 50-50 call, and it is a blocking foul called on Estherville Lincoln Central, and the Midgets fans are not happy, as you can hear. And that's a tough one. That was a 50-50. I'm sure if we could go back and look at the replay, we could have a good idea of what happened, but it was tough to tell. So Carter's at the free throw line, makes the first. And now we'll set up for the second free throw. Credit to the officials for coming together to discuss that, because 2 sets of eyes better than one. Second free throw for Carter on the way and good. Carter Petzenhauser 8 of 8 at the free throw line. Now has 31. Spencer within 3. 52-49. ELC leads it. 4:35 left to play. Owen Larson across the timeline. Dribbles into the body of Carter Petzenhauser, and Carter trying to get out of the way, couldn't move his feet quick enough, and will be called for the blocking foul, and that will be the 3rd on Carter Petzenhauser. 6th team foul on Spencer, the Tigers' last foul left to give. Ryan Schultz to inbound the basketball. Schultz gets it into Octavius Piercy-Mays. Hands it back off to Schultz. Gets a ball screen, pulls up from just inside the free throw line, and the jumper off the right side of the iron, no good. Spencer gets the rebound. Carter Petzenhauser will bring it across the timeline into the front court. Landon Ellis steps into a three, and it's good! The Tigers have tied it up at 52 all. Coach Petzenhauser wants a timeout to set up the defense, and the Tiger fans are pumped up now with the score tied 52-52, 4:10 left to play on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
I love you!
Oh no! There's an easier way. With SMU's bank payment plan,
4:10 remaining in the fourth quarter, 52-52 our score. After the made three-pointer by Landon Ellis, Landon had struggled scoring the basketball to that point, had just 2 points in the game, but is able to make his first three-pointer, and it comes at a very opportune time with the score tied 52 all. And now how will Estherville Lincoln Central respond? The Midgets have had a lead for much of this game. And, you know, things are always easier when you have that lead. When it tightens up, how will Estherville Lincoln Central respond? Ryan Schultz on the dribble, crosses the timeline. Estherville Lincoln Central's Blake Ingvall's coming to the game for the first time tonight. Owen Larson tries the quick three, and it's no good. Off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Carter Petzenhauser after it pinballed around inside and came right to Carter. So now Carter brings it across the timeline. Calls for a ball screen from Evan Schmidt. Uses it, now backs away from it. Gives it up to Landon Ellis. Now Owen Olson comes to get the ball. To Evan Schmidt in the mid-post. Attacks the middle of the lane. Tough shot off glass with the left hand, no good. Owen Olson gets the rebound, but a jump ball is called, and it will be Estherville Lincoln Central basketball. Owen Olson, it looked like, had just taken it away, but the simultaneous possession called. It will be ELC basketball. Inbounds pass to Ryan Schultz. That was a tough shot for Evan Schmidt, going up with the left hand and trying to make basically a left-handed hook shot off the window from a little bit farther out than we've seen at times in this game for Evan Schmidt, who's gotten some really good position. A whistle and a foul called, and that's going to be the 7th team foul on Spencer. ELC will be at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. The foul was called on Evan Schmidt, and that is his third. Going to the free throw line is Matt Christensen for his first free throw of the game, and it's good. Christensen had not attempted a shot yet, able to knock in the first free throw. Matt Christensen. Second free throw, no good off the left side. Fight for the rebound, and Carter Petzenhauser comes up with it. Carter passes it to Evan Johnson. 3:10 left to play. ELC leads by 1. 53-52, and Evan Johnson made the pass into the corner. Carter Petzenhauser had already left the corner, and that will be a Tiger turnover. I have Spencer down for just 2 turnovers in the game, but I guess it would actually be a couple more because there were a couple jump balls. So 4 turnovers for Spencer, but still have kept the turnovers in check here tonight. 53-52. Owen Larson on the dribble for ELC. Holds the ball near midcourt, willing to run some time down. Landon Ellis face guarding Ryan Schultz, trying to track him down all over the court. Entry pass into Will Larson, has to back it out to Owen Larson. Stop and go dribble, gets to the right block, passed it to Ingvall, went through his hands, and Landon Ellis comes up with it. Landon now across the timeline, 2:30 left to play. To Carter Petzenhauser, gets in the lane, spins to the rim, lays it up and in from the left side, and the Tigers have the lead. Carter Petzenhauser now with 33 on a beautiful spin move and finish from the left side. 54-53 Spencer, 2:12 left to play. Will Larson inside, muscles his way to the rim. Shot won't fall. Ingvall gets it, lays it up, and he's fouled. Blake Ingvall, coming off the bench cold, provides a huge play for Estherville Lincoln Central. His first basket of the game off of an offensive rebound for the 6-foot junior. And to add insult to injury, that is the 4th foul on Evan Schmidt. And right now, Coach Petzenhauser trusting him to not foul, leaves him in the game with 2:06 left to play. Free throw is up and good for Engvall to complete the three-point play. 56-54, Estherville Lincoln Central leads by 2. 2 minutes left to play. Riley Dewitt across the timeline to Landon Ellis. Now Owen Olson in the corner. Owen back to Landon Ellis. To Owen again, fakes the three. Returns it to Landon Ellis, left wing. Carter Petzenhauser sets a ball screen. Landon, the stop-and-go dribble, tried to pass it to Evan Schmidt, and the ball was kicked out of bounds. Good defense by ELC because Evan Schmidt was right there at the window, ready to make the catch and lay it up. Landon Ellis to inbound the basketball. Landon into Evan Schmidt on the right side. Gets Christensen in the air, and the foul is called. So Evan Schmidt powering his way to the rim. And Evan Schmidt will have a chance at the free throw line and 2 free throws. It's the 10th foul on Estherville Lincoln Central, so Spencer will have 2 free throws the rest of the way. The 4th personal on Matt Christensen. Free throw is up and no good off the front rim for Evan Schmidt. Schmidt 6 of 11 at the line here tonight so far. Has spent a lot of time at the free throw line. Needs this one to go. Second free throw on the way, and it's good. 11 points now for Evan Schmidt. Estherville Lincoln Central's lead is 1. 56-55 ELC. Owen Larson brings it across midcourt. Passes to Will Larson. To Matt Christensen at the free throw line. Back out to Owen Larson. Attacks the basket. Lays it up, and it's good from the right side. Carter Petzenhauser trying to clear out. Did not want to pick up his 4th foul. 1:23 left to play. ELC 58, Spencer 55. Carter Petzenhauser at the left elbow. Passes to Owen Olson. Back to Carter, 1:14 left. Carter in the lane, knifes his way to the basket, lays it in from the left side with the right hand. Estherville Lincoln Central inbounds the basketball with 65 seconds left to play. ELC leads it 58-57. Owen Larson to Ryan Schiltz, 57 seconds left to play. Crosses over, trying to get around Landon Ellis, tries the runner on the baseline, bounces off the rim, no good. Owen Olson gets the rebound, and now Landon Ellis has it. Across midcourt to Riley Dewitt, 45 seconds left to play. 58-57 ELC. Riley keeps the dribble alive, attacks the basket from the left side, is fouled, and will go to the free throw line for 2. Riley Dewitt, the Tiger sophomore, not afraid of the big moment. Attacking the basket from the left side, he was slammed into and knocked to the ground. And now we'll be at the free throw line for 2. I'm telling you, Riley Dewitt wanted to get to the rim there, and he did so. 2 ELC players come over, and the foul was called on Matt Christensen. That is his 5th as he fouls out of the game. First free throw for Riley is no good. Second free throw upcoming, but Coach Nick Rulke wants the timeout for ELC with the Midgets leading 58-57, 38 seconds left to play, and a full timeout taken by ELC. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD. I love you. (58-57) Estherville Lincoln Central with a 1-point lead, 38 seconds left to play, and Riley Dewitt will be at the free throw line for a second free throw. Misfired on the first, but will have a second chance here. Riley on the floor with Owen Olson, Evan Schmidt, Landon Ellis, and Carter Petzenhauser. Riley Dewitt back to the line for a second free throw. Shot on the way and good. Riley hits the second, and we're tied up again. 58-58, 36 seconds left to play. Owen Larson on the dribble for ELC will walk it across the timeline. Carter Petzenhauser guarding him in the man-to-man defense. Owen Larson keeps the dribble alive on the Tiger logo. In the right hand to the left, back to the right. Starts to move, hands it off to Ryan Schiltz on the right wing extended. Looks up at the clock, 15 seconds left. And a timeout taken by Coach Grulke of ELC. Another full timeout. We'll keep it right here this time with the score tied 58-58. Remember, Estherville Lincoln Central has more than 10 fouls, so the Tigers are in the double bonus the rest of the way. Spencer has just 18 fouls, so ELC still in the bonus, shooting a 1-and-1 if the Tigers were to foul, which of course they do not want to do in this situation with the game tied 58-58. And just fouling out of the game a few moments ago, Matt Christensen, so he is unavailable the rest of the way for ELC. Who's going to take the shot here for Estherville Lincoln Central? I would say you have three very good options in Ryan Schultz, Will Larson, and Owen Larson, the way that they have all shot the ball here tonight. But Owen Larson has looked like the guy that would want to take the shot in this situation based on how aggressive he's been tonight, how confident he has played. Yes, he's just a freshman, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Owen Larson try and attempt this shot with just a few seconds remaining. 13.9 seconds left to play. 58 all our score. Spencer on the floor with Carter Petzenhauser, Owen Olson, Evan Schmidt, Riley Dewitt, and Landon Ellis. ELC responds with Will and Owen Larson, Ryan Schultz, Jack Jensen, and Blake Ingvall, who had the huge three-point play here in the third quarter. And now Coach Petzenhauser wants the timeout after he got a look at what ELC was bringing onto the floor. Coach Petzenhauser will pull over the whiteboard and draw up something defensively here for the Spencer Tigers with this 13.9 seconds left to play on the clock. Carter Petzenhauser has been outstanding here tonight. He has 35 to lead all scorers. Evan Schmidt has put the Tigers on his back at times with 11 points. Landon Ellis has 5. Riley DeWitt with 2. Owen Olson has 3. Ethan Hyder with 2. For Estherville Lincoln Central, Owen Larson has 21 points. Will Larson has 12. Ryan Schultz with 14 points. Adrian Vaughn has 5. Matt Christensen with 1. Blake Ingvall has 3. Spencer Tigers again discussing strategy defensively here. First and foremost, Tigers want to get the stop, but they would absolutely not want to foul here with the game tied. 58-58. 13.9 seconds left to play. Estherville Lincoln Central will have the same personnel on the floor as will Spencer. Will Larson to inbound the basketball. Gets the ball from the official. Inbounds it to Owen Larson. Jack Jensen wants to set the screen. Now back to Will Larson. He'll get the screen from Jensen. Into the lane. Runs into Evan Schmidt. Offensive foul is called. Evan Schmidt steps in to take the charge. And I think that's a good call. Estherville Lincoln Central fans are stunned, but they're not really complaining because it was pretty cut and dry that Evan Schmidt had gotten there in time, and Estherville Lincoln Central's Will Larson lowered the shoulder and barreled into it. Timeout, 7.2 seconds left to play. 58-58 our score on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
.2 seconds left to play. A huge defensive play made by the Spencer Tigers, and in particular, Evan Schmidt, who stepped in front to take the charge as Will Larson got the screen at the free throw line from Jack Jensen. And as he turned the corner to come down the left side of the lane, there was a runway for a moment, but Evan Schmidt came across and was there for well over a second. I mean, he got set in plenty of time. Will Larson, to his credit, trying to create the play, trying to create the contact, but barreled in with the shoulder lowered. And now the Tigers need to inbound the basketball. Evan Schmidt has it. Gets it into Landon Ellis in the backcourt. 6 seconds left. Landon dribbles away from trouble. 3 seconds left. Landon keeps the dribble alive. Hands it off to Riley. Shot at the buzzer. Good! Riley Dewitt hits the jumper, and the Tigers get the win. Riley Dewitt coming off of the left wing, handed off the basketball by Landon Ellis. And I know Riley's not happy with the free throws he missed earlier, but my goodness, did he make up for it. Tigers going crazy over on the bench. The student section's on the floor. Taylor Chapman trying to keep the student section off the floor. But right now, how can you blame anybody for celebrating as the Tigers get the victory, and they count that as a three-point shot. 61-58, Spencer Tigers. That was awesome. Landon Ellis getting the catch in the backcourt. All of a sudden only had 6 seconds left. Realized he needed to turn on the jets. Races across the timeline, brings it to the left wing. Dribble handoff to Riley DeWitt. And what did I just say about Riley? The Tiger sophomore, not afraid of the moment late in the fourth quarter on a play earlier where he got to the free throw line. Well, that time he had no choice. He could not even think about being afraid of the moment, and he was not. Took the shot, drilled the three from the left wing, and the Tigers get the win 61-58 to advance to the Substate semifinal. Again, our final score, Spencer 61, Estherville Lincoln Central 58. The Tiger postgame show is next on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
Big bots are made for one thing, but look and you know what I mean. When Farouk calls them in, sparks begin, and some bot's gonna get smashed, then crashed, then trashed. There's nowhere to hide from a flamethrower blast. Can't look away when these robots attack. Cause Battlebox is back.
Watch your favorite channel anytime, anywhere with Watch TV Everywhere on SMU Cable. Learn more at smunet.net or watchTVEverywhere.com.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
We have record high gold prices.
If we don't strike it rich now, we never will.
There's never been a better time to be in the gold business.
Gold Rush, the richest season yet. Friday at 8 on Discovery.
Watch your favorite channel anytime, anywhere with Watch TV Everywhere on SMU Cable. Learn more at smunet.net or watchTVEverywhere.com.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The price of gold is at an all-time high.
It's $500 more per ounce than last year.
And so is the risk of mining it.
Get that rope! I can't hold it! 3, 2, 1!
Gold Rush Whitewater, new Fridays at 9 on Discovery.
Watch this channel and many others anytime, anywhere with Watch TV Everywhere with SMU Cable. Learn more at smunet.net or watchTVEverywhere.com.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. so he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
3 locations strong.
He's gone, remember?
The way the Tigers drew it up, well, the final play was, but the rest of the game was not the way the Tigers drew it up. But Spencer gets the win, 61-58 on a buzzer-beating three-pointer from sophomore guard Riley Dewitt. And our final score, 61-58. Let's take a look now at the game stats, and we'll start off with the winning Spencer Tigers, who score 61 points here tonight. Spencer in the first half goes 8 of 19 from the floor, 42% from three-point range. Spencer 2 of 8, 25%. And for the second half, Spencer really cranked up the intensity on the offensive end. 11 of 17, 65%. It felt like the Tigers were getting a basket to go every time down the floor. Stops were a different story at times. The Tigers could not slow down the ELC offense for portions of the game. But Spencer shoots 11 of 17 in the second half, 65%, 1 of 3 from three-point range in that second half. For the game, Spencer shoots the ball really well, 19 of 36, 53%. But from three-point range, that's where Spencer did not shoot it as well as it normally does. Just 3 of 17, 27% from three. And at the free throw line, the Tigers left some missed opportunities there. 18 of 26, 69% at the free throw line. For Estherville Lincoln Central in the first half, 12 of 19, 63%. 5 of 12 from three in that first half. Second half, 9 of 18, 50%. 3 of 5 from three-point range. For the game, Estherville Lincoln Central, 21 of 37, 57%. 8 of 17 from three, 47% for ELC. And the Midgets at the free throw line missed just 1. 8 of 9 at the free throw line for Estherville Lincoln Central. Unofficially, I had the Tigers for 4 turnovers. And for ELC, I had the Midgets down for 6 turnovers. With the victory, the Spencer Tigers improved to 14-7 and will advance to the Substate semifinal. Some individual stats for you tonight. Carter Petzenhauser had a huge game, finishes with 35. Evan Schmidt, who I said put the team on his back at times at the offensive end and at the defensive end, finishes with 11. Owen Olson had 3. Riley Dewitt finishes with 5. For Landon Ellis, 5 points. And then for Estherville Lincoln Central, 3 big performances from 3 of the big guns for ELC. Owen Larson had 21 points. He was outstanding, the freshman. Will Larson finishes with 12. Ryan Schiltz had 14. Adrian Vaughn, 5 points. Matt Christensen, 1. 3 points for Blake Ingvall on the huge three-point play in the fourth quarter. And Jack Jensen with 2 points. I'm joined now on the post-game show by the head coach of the Spencer Tigers, Coach Corey Petzenhauser. Coach Petzenhauser, I just said not the way that the Tigers drew it up the entire game, but the last play seemed to work to exactly what the Tigers wanted. You get a dribble handoff on the left wing to Riley Dewitt, and I mentioned it when he went to the basket just a few moments before. The Tiger sophomore was not afraid of the moment, and he drills the shot at the buzzer.
Yeah. I wish I could say that's what we drew up in the timeout, but give their kids credit. They they doubled Carter. We wanted to try to get it in his hands and get him downhill. And there's certain points in the game where some guys have just got to step up and they just got to make plays. And obviously none bigger than that. And just a huge win for our guys. The way they battled. And it's one of those games where you just feel, even though you win, you feel gut-wrenching for the opponent because, Estherville was outstanding tonight. They were certainly worthy of winning that game, and we're just really fortunate to be able to have the ball in the end of the clock. And, you know, what a huge charge drawn by Schmitty there on the defensive end. I mean,
and that goes to show you think about late game situations, you win them on the offensive end. You can win games on the defensive end, and that was a big part of this win.
Right, no question. You know, we took the timeout, kind of see what they were gonna try to do, and we you know, went from our man, switched it into our 11 zone, and you know, I don't know if that confused him a little bit or what, but you know, Schmitty was just anchored in the middle there, and he stepped up and took it in the chest, and you know, that's as big a play on the defensive end as we had all night.
And we talked about it coming into the game. Yes, Estherville Lincoln Central had struggled in the 2 games against Spencer previously, but this was the kind of performance we knew that they were capable of, and they were causing some problems for the Tigers on the defensive end. What were they doing to get some of their guys going here tonight?
Well, I mean, I think they just came out tonight and they, you know, just were loose and were able to just kind of play free because, you know, they didn't perform at probably their best level when they played the first 2 times against us. And, you know, it's always dangerous playing a team for the 3rd time. And, you know, they were ready to go, and, you know, they shot which we knew they would shoot the ball better than what they did the last time we played. It was, you know, that's a once in a season type of shooting performance that they had. And, you know, tonight in the first half, I thought that they were making tough shots and really did a lot of good things on the offensive end. And, you know, I didn't think that we were guarding horribly. You know, the whole idea with this team is that you want to try to make them make tough 2s.
How many runners and floaters did they make?
Right, and you know, they got them to go, and even the 3s that they took, you know, a lot of them were contested, and they were in a good rhythm, and, you know, fortunate that we were able to make a little run there to end the half. I thought to get it back to 7 that gave us some momentum going into halftime.
Carter's the 2nd leading scorer in Class 3A, so we know that he's done it night in and night out for the Tigers, which in itself is just an extremely hard thing to do, to show up every single night and help your team, but finishes tonight with 35. And like you talked about, trying to get him in the final play going downhill, he was playing downhill for the majority.
Yeah. I thought that he was pretty darn good attacking the rim. You know, throughout the entire night, and you know, there was times when he finished at the rim that I was wondering why we weren't getting a foul call, because, you know, but he was tremendous, you know, really getting in that paint area, and Evan Schmidt was great around the rim. You know, I don't know how many fouls he drew. You know, I don't know what his free throw attempts were, but
finished with 12 attempts.
Evan did?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a game in itself right there. So, you know, both those guys were really good around the rim.
And real quickly, finishing on Riley, who makes that 3 at the buzzer. You could tell early on in the game he had a 3-point opportunity at the free throw line, and he missed 2 of them. And there was nobody more upset than him when he came over to the bench. And I kind of put that in the back of my mind thinking, you know what, is Riley, I think he's going to settle down and he'll have a play. I didn't necessarily think it was going to be the game winner, but again, the Tiger sophomore comes up with the huge shot.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing about it was you know, when he attacked the rim and got body checked and went to the free throw line when I think we were down 1, and he back ironed it, and they took the timeout, and they come over to the bench, and our guys are sitting down, and all the other 4 guys on the floor were all saying, Riley, you're going to make this. Riley, you're going to make this. You're fine. Riley's like, shut up. You're making me more nervous. Just let me go out there and shoot it. And he stepped up and he knocked that one down. And then, yeah, to have the awareness that you know, we had to get a shot up, that was for a sophomore, that was fantastic play.
Well, Coach, I haven't seen, I don't think, any finals yet, but we now know the Tigers move on to the
Clear
semifinals.
Lake.
So Clear Lake did get the win.
Yeah, they won by 7, I think somebody said.
57-49 over Hampton-Dumont. So
Yep.
an 8-point win for Clear Lake, and the Tigers will now travel to Clear Lake to face the Lions. That will be on Thursday night. And, of course, we will talk to you before that one. Looking forward to that in a big way, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Spencer Tigers move on to face the Clear Lake Lions. Lions and Tigers. A big cat matchup coming up on Thursday night. between Spencer and Clear Lake. Just to put a pin in a few things for you, I've got a couple of announcements I need to read. The Iowa High School Athletic Association would like to take this opportunity to remind you that sportsmanship starts with you. Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, schools, and to those around you. Good sportsmanship shows character, accountability, and sets a positive example on and off the field. The Iowa High School Athletic Association thanks you for being a good sport for tonight's game. The Iowa High School Athletic Association needs your help to add registered sports officials this school year. Officials are needed at all levels in all Iowa High School Athletic Association sanctioned sports. Officiating allows you to stay close to the action while serving as a community leader. And in Iowa, high school and junior high games can't take place without them. Visit iahsaa.org/officials or highschoolofficials.com for more information. Help the Iowa High School Athletic Association add an official today. Our final score, Spencer 61, Estherville Lincoln Central 58. The Tigers knocked down the three-pointer at the buzzer from sophomore Riley Dewitt, and Spencer will now move on to play Clear Lake at Clear Lake Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We will have all of the coverage of that one pregame at 6:40, tip-off at 7 o'clock on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD, also streaming live online at KICDAM.com. Spencer gets the win, 61-58 over ELC as the Tigers earn win number 14 on the year. For Brian Schmidt back at the KICD studios, I'm Mark Magnuson. You've been listening to Tiger Basketball on KICD Radio.